Buoyed by the absurd. My grandmother was dying. It had been a long haul since her initial diagnosis and brutal treatments, and we were struggling under the weight of another painful truth. Although she was not going to get better, she was also not going to face that fact. No late life lessons or awakenings in the face of her own demise for her. No, sir. This was going to be hard until the end of the line. My mom was always hovering nearby, waiting to see what she could do next. This went on for days and days and days. One hospital day, my mom sat down to crack open her lunch and take a breather from keeping watch, only to discover that the meatballs she was looking forward to eating were frozen solid. She poked at them dolefully with a plastic fork, then nibbled around the edges. Rocks, delicious frozen rocks. Suddenly, the quiet hallways of the hospital were full of my mom's slightly hysterical giggling. At that moment, one of my grandmother's friends popped her head in to see where the laughter was coming from. Her face tightened in disapproval. "Is anyone with your mother?" she asked tersely, as if my mom had abandoned her post or insulted the sanctity of the space. Someone was dying. How dare anyone laugh about meatballs? This is such a common feeling. I have a friend who lives in a poverty-stricken neighborhood, so she refuses to throw her children birthday parties. How can we celebrate when others suffer? Another friend lived in South Africa during apartheid and was ashamed to plan her wedding in the midst of such a painful national struggle for racial equality. Is it okay to laugh when sadness surrounds us? While all these people have good intentions, they are missing something important. Joy and sorrow simply coexist. With all the misery at the hands of the Romans during first century Palestine, Jesus attended a party. He didn't just attend. It was at this soiree where he performed his first miracle. The evening had been going so well until the couple committed the social blunder of running out of wine. Jesus could have simply given a rousing sermon. Enough revelry. Be grateful. Indulgence is the enemy. But instead, he took jars of water and transformed them into an even better wine than they had enjoyed to that point. The cheap house red became an expensive bottle of the finest Bordeaux. Even someone with a head cold would have been able to taste the difference. Another time, thousands of grumbling bellies surrounded Jesus. He didn't simply make enough for a small portion, but baskets of leftovers overflowed. Later, Jesus was resurrected from the dead. The first thing he did when he appeared to the disciples in the upper room was to ask if they had something to eat. This was a man who enjoyed a feast. Under the weight of our grief, our shame, our pain, or that of the world, we can convince ourselves that joy is the enemy. That to celebrate or feel happiness somehow mocks pain. But it is sometimes the opposite. Joy is the oxygen for doing hard things, as Gary Houghton says. He is the founder and CEO of International Justice Mission, an organization that frees people around the world from human slavery. The injustice he has witnessed firsthand would make even the sunniest heavy with despair. But Gary is the opposite. His levity is contagious and exactly what sustains him to do the long, faithful work of justice. When you are sinking under the weight of grief or falling prey to the fears that stalk in your mind, try on joy for a change. Turn on the music and dance in your kitchen. Plan a road trip to the world's largest disco ball, prairie chicken, and chest of drawers for no reason at all. Yes, I've seen them all and then some. Bake a cake and have a party celebrating that it's Tuesday. Drop a surprise note and trade on a friend's doorstep. Try a cartwheel in the yard. Watch a show that makes you laugh. Ask friends to send you funny memes. Pull a light-hearted prank on your housemate. Once Jessica taped the handheld faucet on the sink into the on position, so when her mom went to wash her hands, she got soaked. She left at the first time. She did not leave the second or third time. Some people will try to tell you to just choose joy, as if reframing your perspective will make things hurt less. I wish I could tell you joy was a magic formula. But no matter how joyful you choose to act, joy does not erase the pain. Some things cannot be canceled out, but you are capable of a whole range of emotions that can coexist. Joy and sorrow, grief and delight, laughter and despair. Sometimes the absurdity even keeps us afloat. A prayer for finding joy in sorrow. God, I can't deny it, the way that sorrow catches up with me and forces me to pay attention. There is much to grieve, so much to lament in the world, in my life, in the lives of those I love. You have shown me again and again that I can look sorrow in the face, take its hand and talk things over because it shows me what I love. It tells me what I don't want to lose. God, I love that you lead me into that tender space where I can see the sadness for what it is, and I can see also what makes me want to fight hard for what I love. We are in this together, so dance me through it. Let's find some light in this day. Lead me to where I feel closer to you in my sadness and remind me that I never walk alone. Awaken me to the next step toward joy so that what is a deliberate choice becomes a buoy, carrying me along a river of delight. Dance with me, God. Show me the pleasures in the everyday loveliness of the world you created. Reveal what delights I can share and the sadness I can ease. Do it again, Lord. Fill my heart with love for life and for others. That's where it starts, right where joy and sorrow meet. Amen.